Good evening and welcome to another episode of Uncensored Soliloquy. I hope you had a good day. If you did not, for some reason, I hope that you'll feel a lot better after you listen to this recording. So today I've decided to talk about someone who changed my life, somebody who had a great influence on the way I look at life. So there are several people who have influenced my life greatly, but one of the first people who comes to mind is a gentleman called Les Brown. Lesbrown. I'd be surprised if any of you know him, but let me tell you a little bit about him. He is a motivational speaker, which is a profession that you may not be very familiar with, because in Japan, it's not a very well-known profession at all. But as you can probably guess from the name, it's a job where you motivate people by speaking in front of large audiences. And what makes Les Brown especially fascinating is, of course, his passion for his work, but also his background. So let me tell you a little bit about his background. So he was born in quite a poor neighborhood and was adopted quite early and was raised by a mother who was not so wealthy. And when Les attended school, his teachers told him that he wasn't smart enough. So when he was in the 5th grade, he got put back to the 4th grade. And until he became a high school student, he always thought to himself that he wasn't smart enough and there were so many things that he'd never be able to do because this is what the teachers told him. But then all of this changed when he met a teacher in high school. What happened was one day the teacher said to Les, "Okay, Les, come out the front and please write this on the board." And I think it was like something slightly complicated. So Les said, "I'm sorry, sir, I can't do that." And then the teacher said, "Why not?" And then Les said, well, because I was told by my teachers that I'm not smart enough." And then in response to this, the teacher said something that changed Les's life forever. What he said was, "Don't let somebody else's opinion of you become your reality." Those are very powerful words. So all of his life, Les had believed that he was not smart enough to do all the other things that other people were able to do. And this is because he believed the opinion of his teachers at elementary school. But then he realized that he didn't have to believe those teachers' opinions of him. And ever since then, he started to pursue his dream, and he became one of the world's most influential motivational speakers. And at the age of 75 now, he's still very passionate about his job. So that's Les Brown, and there are many videos of him up on YouTube. And I've watched his videos so many times that I can't even remember how many times I've watched them. He really changed my life because thanks to him, I became much more positive and I started to pursue my dreams. So I'm really grateful that I was able to meet him. Well, I haven't met him in person, but at least through the internet. And one of the reasons I actually started this channel is because I wanted to share. I wanted to see if I could do something similar. So influence somebody's life in a good way. Now, I know that at the moment, I hardly have any influence at all. But for the 200 or so people who always listen to these recordings, I'm very grateful. And I hope that I can give something back and maybe help change your life for the better in some way. Alright, so that's all for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.